my strawberry cream cheese tart is just the perfect dessert for Valentine's Day, but what makes it even better is it's so simple, yet so decadent. I can't wait to share it with y'all. Okay, so I took a 16.5-ounce package of like sugar cookie dough, and then I greased my tart pan. It's a 9-inch tart pan. And then I just cut the cookie dough up and pressed it into the pan. Okay, I'm gonna bake this at 350 for 20 to 25 minutes or until it's golden brown. Okay, so while that's in the oven, we're gonna do our filling, and this really is just so simple. So I took an 8-ounce block of cream cheese. I'm gonna add 1/4 cup of heavy whipping cream, 1/4 cup of powdered sugar, okay, and about a teaspoon of vanilla. That might be a little more than a teaspoon, but the more the merrier. Okay, so I'm gonna get this mixed up until it's all combined and fluffy. Okay, so now that that's all mixed up and fluffy, I've pulled the crust out of the oven, and when you cook it, it's gonna puff up, okay? So to give it more of that tart crust look, I take a measuring cup and I start from the middle, and I just kind of work my way around the crust like that, pressing it down. Okay. That way it just gives it more of that tart shape, like so. Okay, so I'm gonna let this cool and then I'll show you what we're gonna do next. Okay, so now that the tart has cooled, we're gonna add the filling. Okay. And you're thinking that this is not a lot of filling, but it actually just turns out to be the perfect amount. So I'm just gonna get that spread evenly into the crust. Okay. Okay, so now I've taken strawberries, and you're gonna need about 3 or 4 cups, but I always buy a little more extra than what I'm gonna need. That way I can pick the smaller ones out because I just feel like it makes a prettier tart. So what I've done is just took the stem off and then cut them in half. And so what I do is I just start arranging them from the outside like that in, or you can do whatever pattern you like. But I always put the larger side down because I just feel like it fills up the filling better, and then you just can't see it, if that makes sense. Okay, so I'm just gonna keep working my way around until I get this all covered. Okay, so now that I've got that all arranged, we're gonna decorate the top, because it is Valentine's after all. So I'm gonna take one of the strawberries, I'm gonna cut the top off, I'm gonna cut it in half, and then just at the top part, I'm gonna make like a V and shape it into a heart. Let me show y'all. Okay, and then I place that right in the middle of the tart. Okay, so now I've taken about 1/2 cup of strawberry jam, and I use jam instead of preserves because it just doesn't have all of the like pulp in it and stuff. And what I'm doing is I'm just painting the strawberries. So that's what's gonna give it that really pretty glaze. Plus it just gives it extra flavor. And I love a lot of the jam on it. I just feel like it adds to the flavor of it. Now you could probably use whatever jam you liked. If you wanted to do a raspberry, that would be really good. If you wanted to do like a apricot, almost done. Okay. but I like to just put a really thick glaze over mine. So now that I've got all the strawberries covered, I'm adding more glaze to it because that's just going to soak in and then coat as it sets, it's going to coat the strawberries really well. Okay. Let me show y'all this. Okay, so I'm gonna let this sit in the fridge until it's ready to serve, and then you just pop it out of the bottom. So this is how I make my strawberry cream cheese tart. I'm so excited to share it with you. Let me know how you love it in the comments.